A very good evening to each and every one of you. DRM is Deborah Rice Movement, and I would like to give a very short introduction. Deborah Rice Movement is a Christian faith-based movement, a form of parachurch that works outside and across the denominations to engage in prayer, counseling, and social welfare. We are a group of committed individuals who believe that we are people of God's own possession, royal priests, chosen race to proclaim the excellences of God who called us out of darkness into his marvelous light. We are a community of those who care and want to contribute voluntarily our time in whichever way we can on behalf of the abused, oppressed, and the vulnerable. We hope to see a collection of millions and millions of believers rising up on behalf of the underprivileged. Deborah Rice Movement is not an organization. We are just a group of volunteers, and that's why we do not ask much for donation. Whoever is interested, they have approached us and supported us with the cause. All these are possible only by the grace of God. Deborah Rice Movement has been involved in social works from that time it started during the lockdown of April 2020. We just completed our 2-year anniversary, and we arranged a women's retreat based on the theme Intimacy with Christ. And we had it for 2 days, and we were all drenched in the presence of God. I would like to thank Grace Ramamurthy, who gave us the idea and guided us in developing a very powerful app through which we connect our prayer warriors and counselors to the needy. The same app is also used to award scholarships to the needy and to help the abused children and women. Since many lost their jobs during the difficult period of COVID almost a year back, we started a small WhatsApp group to help those who are not in a position to approach a conventional recruitment firm and who need special attention because they have lost their jobs and they need training. So we were posting job opportunities. We were also training them in fine-tuning their resume and to face the interview. And we are in need of many volunteers who can work on this resume day and night, checking every resume, matching the resumes with employers. By the grace of God, Deborah Rice Movement has a very good set of volunteers. Our dream in DRM is to create a group of individuals who would care more for the vulnerable and the underprivileged across the world. Our mission is to transform our world by the love of God. Volunteering is an attitude. It's a simple act of opening our hearts to somebody outside of our own little bubbles. Instead of constantly asking, what can I get? What can I get? In volunteering, it's like asking, what can I give? One step at a time, individually and collectively can really change the world. The truth is, we cannot create long-lasting change without being the change that we are looking for. That's why such change makers take action when they see something that needs to be done in the community, society, and the world. Most people desire change. Many wants to see a different world, right? But they don't become change makers because they think perhaps it's difficult and perhaps some important people alone can do the change. But change makers are relentless after pursuing their goal. They use a combination of knowledge, resources, determination to push through until their dream come true. They are personally connected and passionate about the issue they want to solve. We cannot change the world, but we can change one life. We can change one issue, and this change can propagate like wildfire, like the butterfly effect. One flap of a wing of the butterfly will have a distinct effect on weather. When a change maker can dream with God and dream for God, she or he can move mountains. In Deborah Rice Movement, we can testify that God is using many weak and unworthy vessels to do great and amazing things for God. Many times, God has allowed such vessels to go through fire so that he can melt and mold them into perfect vessels for his glory. And today I want to tell to each and every job seekers, might be you have waited for a long time to find a job. But I want to tell you that it might look difficult for you, but for the God of the universe, it's not difficult. Be encouraged. For me, my visit to NASA, Goddard Research Center near Washington, D.C. in 2015 changed my outlook. I was amazed at the giant space telescopes and especially the huge mirrors of the James Clerk Maxwell's telescope. Hubble telescopes, Spitzer Space Telescope, many telescopes penetrate far into the outer space, sending dazzling images that is breathtakingly beautiful, revealing around 3,000 galaxies too distant for us to imagine, showing that there is much, much more beyond, and we are simply scratching the edges of what is an exceedingly huge universe with billions and billions of galaxies. Our own Milky Way galaxy, to go from one end to other, it takes 100,000 light years, light traveling at the speed of 186,000 miles per second. So now you think of the God who created all these 2 trillion galaxies. I am amazed at the God whom I serve. He's beyond even our wildest imagination. That's why 1 Corinthians 2:9 says, "Eye has not seen, nor ear has heard, nor has entered into the heart of man the things which God prepared for those who love him." So be encouraged. You will be shining as stars.
The COVID lockdown birthed unprecedented levels of stress, loneliness, depression, suicidal thoughts, and a tsunami of hurt and pain in the world. Such a time also gave birth to a movement. On 4th April 2020, Dr. Latha Christie invited a few of her friends to join online to pray for those affected by the pandemic. This small group expanded with many like-minded women joining hands to share their life experiences, pray, support the abused, and feed the hungry. That was the beginning of the Deborah Rise movement. The goal was to reach out to the vulnerable who suffered in silence. So, a 24/7 toll-free helpline service teamed by trained counselors was launched, which functions in 4 languages. Counseling sessions were provided free of cost. An interactive talk series called the Lifeline Connect was started to address the unanswered real-life questions. Today, DRM functions with men and women from across the globe to speak into your lives and meaningfully connect with you, wherever you are, through the website and a customized app called DRM Connect. Great things are possible when like-minded individuals join hands, and history shows sweeping social changes that have happened across the world. Be a part of this movement to make a difference in the world that we live in. Are you abused? Are you stressed and depressed? Do you struggle with loneliness and suicidal thoughts? Contact DRM for support. Are you battling with real-life questions? Join the DRM Lifeline Connect. Would you like to support us? Join us as a volunteer. Connect with us on social media. Our vision is to raise the banner of hope, to be a voice for the voiceless, to rescue abused women, to reignite battered hearts, and to rise and shine as agents of change. Let us rebuild lives together, be the voice for the voiceless, and be the agents of change.